And welcome back, everyone, to the Matinee Review, where two friends talk everything entertainment, such as movies, animated features, television shows, video games, cartoons, and comic books. I am Justin.
I am Akili.
Hello, everyone, and hello, sir.
Hello, everyone, and hello to you, sir. How are you?
Not bad. Watched a movie last night, which we'll be talking about today.
You don't say.
I do say. And it was a movie that we will be talking about. I'm not going to give away my my thoughts on it.
Okay.
Yeah. I want it to come out nice and fresh.
No worries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you?
Today I'm okay.
Okay.
Today is a good day.
Good.
Yeah, so far, so good. I'm excited to sit and talk and do this.
I as well.
Yeah.
I will say we should start off. There has been some passings recently.
There has been some passings recently.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So we'll do a little matinee in memoriam segment.
A little matinee memoriam segment. Why not? Celebrate the lives of some wonderful people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. First and foremost, most importantly, you lost your mom, sir.
I did. I lost my mom June 29th. We found out she got stage 4 pancreatic cancer out of nowhere. And she found out, poor lady, she found out on her birthday, Mother's Day weekend. And we were told that we might have her for a year and a half. And she was gone in a month. It was fast, it was aggressive, and she did the best she could. She hung in there for as much as she could, and But I was with her. She got to die at home with loved ones. I was by her side. So I just want to take a moment to celebrate the life of my mother, Terry Benita McWilliams Payton, and just want to thank her for being my mom, being the most wonderful person that I ever knew. And I just want to make her proud. And she was a huge fan of the show, of this podcast. I think she was probably, if I could probably say, I think she was probably our number one fan. I think the only negative critique that I think we ever got was at one point we were eating at Habburger, and she goes, "Hey, y'all cursing off a lot on that podcast, don't you think?" I was like, "Yeah, that's just how we talk." She goes, "Oh, well," she's like, "Well, it doesn't pull me out. I just, it's like, oh, you drop a lot of F-bombs." I'm like, "Oh, I'll try. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry." So, other than that, I don't do this podcast. I'm not into Star Wars and Star Trek, all things kind of sci-fi, and I don't love movies as much as I do if I don't spend most Saturdays growing up going to Blockbuster with Mom and having movie night with mother-son movie night. So I just want to tell her that I love her. Thank you. And really quickly, she was just recognized by the city of Oakland.
Yes, she was.
For good deeds.
It's awesome.
She was really active in the community and in her church. I walked with her once for a cease gunfire walk. She would just walk up and down some neighborhoods and just go out there with some signs and just try to get people to honk horns just to raise awareness. She went out there with some of the Warriors at one point. So she met Klay Thompson and Steve Kerr. And there's a picture of her walking next to Klay Thompson. So she was not only a wonderful person to me, but a wonderful person to the community, city of Oakland, and just a great pillar in my family. It's going to take a good long while for the family to recover, but we think about her often, and I miss her so much. And so, Terry Benita McWilliams Payton, I love you and I miss you, and thank you so much.
Absolutely.
That's Ma. Yeah.
And
you got to meet Ma.
I did.
One of the best kind of last little new memory she made was getting to meet old Captain at the Ren Fair and getting to know Justin. So I also want to thank you, my friend, for just, making some time on the Surf for Ma, just really great at Ren Fair and just in her life. So, yeah.
Oh, absolutely, man. She was great. The moment I met her, I was like, no, she's beyond cool. She's great. And I say she's great because she is great. And I'm not going to say was, because I'm just going to say she is. She may not be around right now, but she still is great.
Facts.
So.
Facts.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Speaking of Star Wars and Star Trek, we were dealt a blow in the Star Trek community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nichelle Nichols.
Yeah.
That was another hard one. Like, wow, okay, this is happening, but we're getting to that point, man. Really are. Where we're gonna see a lot of stars. We're gonna see a lot of people, a lot of public figures that have been around most our life, and it's yeah. But Michelle Nichols, man,
childhood slowly dies like a little bit more every year. You feel like, but yeah, no. I remember watching those first 6 Star Trek movies on VHS, with Ma on a run of some Saturdays. And, oh, you got to watch the Tin Uhura, Sisters in Space, your first black woman in space, just so proud and just, loved Star Trek in general. Ooh, that Captain Kirk is cute,
Right.
So, yeah, I always leaned a little more towards Star Wars than Star Trek, but because of Ma, and, and come to find out because a little bit of Pops, too. So Pops not really big into Star Wars, but dug Star Trek. So he and I had a good little conversation about it. So shout out to Pops, man. I did not know that. That's something he and I can explore in the future. Maybe he'll listen to the podcast now.
There you go. Yeah.
Because he doesn't really listen to podcasts in general. It's not like he won't listen to my show, everybody. My dad loves me. Okay. Don't judge him. He just doesn't listen to podcasts in general. So he's like, I haven't listened to your podcast. I'm like, I'm not surprised. Whatever. You probably won't. It's not your bag anyway. Because again, like real quick, not that I'm blowing him up, but like you said, him coming to Ren Fair, a completely different experience.
It was.
Not that he didn't dislike it, but he took a lap and he was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna go. This was cool. Like, you be safe, and that was it. Like, so. Yep. But yeah, no, Lieutenant Uhura, R.I.P.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
And then we lost a couple of sports figures as well, which
and I
start off with Bill Russell, which is dude, legend. One of
when they talk about like when people are in your Mount Rushmores and this, that, and the third, who when they talk about GOAT, who's in the GOAT conversation, it's very hard to argue against brother Bill Russell, and I think it's just another one of those, maybe like a little bit of a generational thing where, because people so much talk about, LeBron and Kobe and Mike, people, if you don't go back and kind of do your own research, you might not know how great Bill Russell was. Like, it's amazing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just I don't want, we don't have to get into all of his accolades, but I mean, 11-time NBA champion, 5-time NBA most valuable player, Hall of Famer. I mean, just the list is he's the guy.
Yeah.
And happened to play for, what certain people would consider in the NBA world one of the greatest dynasties, probably just one of the greatest dynasties in sports. Like, you don't have to know sports a whole lot to understand how good the Boston Celtics are. It's kind of like the New York Yankees. Like, you don't really have to understand sports to know, like, oh yeah, that's a good and popular team. Yeah. And he's one of the, when you talk about Boston Celtics and the greats, and you talk about your Larry Birds and your this, that, and thirds, like, you have to talk about Bill Russell. I mean, when you talk about the NBA and great players, like, you have to talk about Bill Russell. So,
yep.
Yeah. And just a good ambassador for the sport and for his people as well. So, yeah, man.
Yeah. And then when you talk about baseball.
Ooh, when you talk about baseball.
You talk about Dodgers baseball.
Mm-hmm.
But even if it's not even Dodgers baseball, he was recognized throughout all of baseball.
And through all of sports casting in general, just broadcasting in general,
Vin Scully, everybody.
The voice of the Dodgers. Now, that's probably as close to as I'm gonna get. I can't even. There's people that can nail Vin Scully. I was gonna ask you, man. Like, you're in SoCal. Like, what's the vibe? I mean, like, I know just all around. But I know, like, it hits home because you're closer to where the Dodgers are. So, like, what's the vibes? Everybody's talking about it.
It's all. I mean, it's all over the news. It's all over every channel. I mean, I know there's a Dodger Stadium. He's getting a little area.
Oh, I'm sure.
People are laying flowers and everything and paying their respects.
They're going to put probably little microphones or something on the uniforms and dedicate the season to them. Don't be surprised if they win the series this year. I mean, that would be on a let's do it for Vin kind of run. Things like that always tend to, like, the baseball gods always kind of tend to swirl around things like that and kind of push. It's kind of like an Angels in the Outfield kind of feel. Kind of when things like that happen, the baseball guys just kind of like push things to fit a narrative where it's like, man, it's a good baseball story. So We'll see. But yeah, man, you and I don't talk about sports a whole lot. when we do, it's kind of like more jokey for him. Like, I think the most we talk about is like during football season, you follow the Rams a little bit. I think that's the most we talk about in sports, because I'm playing fantasy football, and then, I don't follow the Raiders as much anymore. I don't live and die with them since they moved. So we don't talk about much sports anymore. So when you call me, I'm like, hey, did you hear about Vin Scully? That just like shows me like how big Vin Scully was. Like, when like every, like my pops was like, yeah, Vin Scully. Like, that's who I talk baseball a lot with, and everybody I talk baseball with, that was Vin Scully. Cause out here in the Bay Area, the voice I heard the most growing up was Bill King. That was the voice of my child. Holy Toledo. That was the voice of me growing up. But in the background, being a baseball fan, you couldn't help but hear Vin Scully's voice.
All the time.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, he called, and 67 years, man, he called Jackie Robinson games. That's amazing, bro. That's amazing.
Yeah. Throughout my childhood, flipping through, and I'm not a huge sports fan, but, when you flip through and you'd see a Dodgers game, that's the only voice that's been my entire life. And yeah, so it's a trip. Just things that change.
Yeah.
The things that change as we get older.
As the world turns.
As the world turns.
I would like to shout out one more in memoriam to passed away recently as well. Pat Carroll, the actress.
Yeah.
She did the voice of Ursula in Little Mermaid, which was my mother's favorite Disney villain.
She did.
Absolutely loved Ursula. To me, it just kind of makes sense. I'm like, one of my mom's favorite voice character actors and one of my mom's favorite TV actors died the same year she died. And I'm like, this is, man, like some kind of, I don't know, it's cosmic. I don't really know what to call it, but it's just like, things.
There's a hell of a cosmic party going on.
Something.
So
my godmother was awesome. She goes, I know your mom's probably up in heaven, probably trying to teach Jesus how to dance or something. Man, that image of just like and it's so funny. My first thought is, you don't think Jesus can dance? Shame on you, but I bet Jesus can cut a mean rug. Shoot,
he's had time to learn.
You see Willem Dafoe in The Last Temptation of Christ. He's jamming at that party. He's getting down, man. Like, Jesus probably cut a mean rug.
There it is.
But yeah, I just wanted to give her a shout out.
Yeah.
My mom always liked the line Ursula gives when she's like, you got your looks, you got your hair, and never underestimate the importance of some body language. And my mom always used to be like, ooh, Ursula's a big girl and she nasty. I like it. Okay. So shout outs, man. RIPs.
Dig it.
RIPs. Great people did great things.
Definitely.
Cool.
Well, shall we get into the news of one or two things that have happened?
The news. Let's get into the news. Hot off the presses. What's news? What's the news, boss? What's going on? Tell us.
News.
What's the buzz? Tell us what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell us.
We had a Comic-Con.
Comic-Con 2022.
So many things announced. And it's a lot to talk about. We could talk about what got announced and what's to come for a good hour and change. But we have reserved that time to the movie Prey. So we are going to be talking about the one trailer that, I guess, there was more than one trailer. There was the She-Hulk trailer. But the one trailer that really mattered, in my opinion, was Wakanda Forever. She-Hulk looked cool, but Wakanda Forever.
It's going to be a sad movie, Justin.
Dude.
There's going to be parts of that movie that are just, there's going to be people cutting onions.
There's going to be tears.
When
there's going to be tears throughout the entire freaking theater.
I might cry out loud. Like I'm going to get emotional. I already know.
Right. No, I mean,
I'm not ready for this movie.
The movie is about the loss of T'Challa, Black Panther. And you just gone through a loss. It's going to be, there's going to be some tears, man.
Man, Letitia Wright, I watched that little panel And she was just like, she was up there. She almost didn't make it. She was just like, yeah, we just want to make sure we hold it down for Big Bro. And this, I'm just like, oh God,
Yeah.
oh. This movie's gonna be good, though. I look forward to it. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are, not only did they find a way to do it right, hopefully, from what it looks like when they went back and they had to pay tribute to not only Black Panther through the storyline, but to Chadwick as much as possible in this. And they're really doing that even just through the trailers. I was like, holy shit, this looks good. Like, they're throwing him a party. They're sending him off through this movie. And I'm all for it. But also it looks like somebody said, hey, look, Aquaman 2's coming out, and that's 2 underwater movies already, Marvel. Huh. You know, and then Marvel took a sip and went, oh, you're right. Here, hold my beer.
Mm-hmm. Marvel doing what they always do when DC shows their dick.
You know?
When DC's always like, hey, everybody, just when you think we're down and out, here we go. Marvel's always like, that's nice. What do you got to say, Marvel? Nothing. Well, what are you going to do? Oh, nothing. Comic-Con's coming up. We're good. Oh, what do you mean? Nah, don't worry about it.
Octopus play the drums. That's cute. That's
yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
We're gonna have a bunch of people riding on a whale,
right?
Like a whole army, spears and all.
Right.
Have an underwater berth,
and then the baby's gonna have wings on his feet when he's born.
Yep.
Because we want you to know off bat, we're trying to do this right. So
right. That's you're welcome.
Oh my God, the trailer looks dope.
Yeah.
Like.
Yep.
For the people who've been kind of this year been like, oh, Doctor Strange was kind of meh. Thor was kind of meh. I think Black Panther's going to bring him back.
Yeah.
But I don't have this quote unquote Marvel fatigue that everybody else seems to maybe kind of have. I'm still excited for like everything.
No, keep going. Keep going. I want one of my shelves to have been completely taken over by Marvel movies and shows, if they'll ever release the damn shows on physical fucking media, but they probably won't.
I doubt it. Sucks.
It does. It does.
Black Panther Wakanda Forever, though.
Yes.
Friday, November 11th. Do you want to, A, speculate who might be in the suit? And do you want to tell on the podcast what you speculate as far as what you think they gave something away? Do you want to touch on that or no?
Yeah, well, first of all, I mean, when it comes to the suit, who's in it, we could see multiple people in the suit. We could see just one person eventually take over. There are multiple options of who could be taking over at this point.
I think it's Lupita.
I think so, too. I think that she's...
I think she's gonna run through doing shit. She's gonna be like, what's going on here? She's gonna pop the mask off. You're gonna be like, what? Yeah, get it, Peter. Yeah. Because I think people want it to be Shuri, but I think Shuri's gonna shine in her own like suit or something that she made and like her own like, you know what I'm saying, or something. Or do you want to touch on your theory?
Yeah, let's get into that real quick.
See, I tried to set that up real nice for you. Tried to alley-oop that.
I didn't even catch it the first 14 times I watched a trailer.
I didn't catch it at all. Yeah, so I didn't. Not until you told me. So I was like, huh. So.
I mean, on I guess what, showing number 15, man, or whatever amount of times I watch it, because I've watched that trailer over and over again.
Well, 18 is the number of repetitions, so watch it a couple more times. You'll have it memorized. At least you should.
Well, the part with Angela Bassett where she's given her Queen speech, and might I say, bravo, she is going to steal the show in many a scenes in this movie.
It's Angela Bassett. She's going to outact everyone in the room.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
But she says at one point that she is the queen of the most powerful nation in the world, and her entire family is gone. I mean, would she say that with her daughter still there? That's my thing. I think if they're saying that, and my entire family is gone, I as a child would be slightly insulted and would step in at that point and go, Mom, I'm right here. You can't say your entire family is gone.
Maybe she does. Maybe in the next scene, she's, I'm right here, Mother. Oh, right. I didn't see you standing there.
Right. All of a sudden, oh, you don't count.
Right. You're adopted.
Oh, holy shit, Shiri's Meg.
Bombshell.
Right. So I think that, like you said, either she is presumed dead at that point, whether being kidnapped or whatnot by Namor or Namor, whichever the pronunciation is, we will find out. Either she was kidnapped or she was killed. And this is either in the middle or the end speech. I think that if she is killed, then it would leave it to, because we are introduced to Ironheart, Riri Williams.
Actress Dominique Thorne.
Yes.
Yeah.
Riri Williams.
Mm-hmm.
I love words. Tongue twisters. Bum. Anyways. If she does go, then I believe then it would be kind of up to Ironheart to be the new tech, the new Q.
Yeah, we see that scene of I believe it to be Riri Williams doing a little Iron Man thing, and then she pops out a part of the suit and it's the symbol. So you're like, okay, well, that's gonna happen at some point. So yeah, we'll see. This movie here is going to be good, and it'll be nice to see what they came up with, knowing that they had an incredible struggle on their hands once Chadwick died. It was, the script and the story kind of got blown up. So it'll be interesting to see the trajectory that they take this, especially with the introduction of Namor. We'll see how this trickles into the MCU. So yeah, Tenoch Huerta, Letitia Wright, Dominique Thorne, Angela Bassett, among the couple people coming. And, I'm pretty sure they'll have a very nice send-off for Chadwick. So,
yeah,
and we, boy, do we miss Chadwick.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. It was November 11th. Let's go.
November 11th. I will be up there as long as we don't have another COVID flare-up. Yep. Good times. I just got my second booster. Boosted time. Jabbers.
Boosted.
Got the jab.
Boost.
Jab.
Boost.
So, yeah.
What's next? What's next on the docket?
Well, we should have put this in the in memoriam section. R.I.P. Batgirl. Batgirl's been canceled. What?
What could be the reason for Batgirl being canceled, Justin?
Well, I will say that my thoughts are due to the fact that things have been kind of pushed back due to the fact that somebody's been accused of a whole list of things.
Who's been accused? What are we talking about?
We've talked about Ezra Miller before.
All right, that troubled young person. Yeah.
Now they're being accused of
starting a cult or some shit.
Running a cult and grooming minors. And I just think that now that has come out, as much as you may like the movie, and you think that it's going to be a great movie, time to film a new effing ending. I'm working on it. Working on the curse words for you, my. It's time for a new flipping ending, and we need to just completely fire this cat. Like, bye. Go. Done. Batgirl got canceled, they're saying, because they want to take it in a whole new direction, where they're supposedly starting with a whole new 10-year plan, just like Marvel did. And that's great. That's good. But this was in post-production. It got pushed back because of COVID and everything like that, but it was going to be coming out this December after Aquaman came out this November. And then, we were going to have Flash, in July? That didn't happen. So, I believe Ezra Miller's actions messed everything up big time from us at least seeing the things that should have come out when they should have come out. And I don't understand why there has not just been any announcement. Like, no, we're done. with Ezra Miller. 110%, just letting you all know. There will be a movie coming out with them.
And they can't sit here.
We just need to be done with them. Done.
Well, there's that, and I guess the new CEO, like you were saying, wants to take a new direction with the creative community. Wants to kind of just start over, and so I guess he was like,
right.
Well, Batgirl. I guess they said Batgirl wasn't big enough for a theatrical release, but then wasn't small enough for like TV or streaming services. So they just said, we're just gonna only run on. We're only gonna focus on.
Well, it was
a film run and putting them into theaters, and then so
right.
We'll see. But as far as I understand, the movie was done in post production. It was finished, and Leslie Grace, I believe the young lady's name is. I think she was doing like interviews, and it was ready to roll. And
they were gonna maybe need to do some reshoots, maybe, and then just like touch everything up, editing, effects, and that's that. They just were like, nope, not going to happen. There's now things coming out saying that it was compared to, because it was going to be a movie strictly for HBO Max. And they were saying that it was being compared to a mix between a TV pilot and X-Men Dark Phoenix.
That is not good comparison. Those are not good notes to get.
No.
You look at those notes and you go,
No.
I feel like you insulted me without insulting me.
Yeah. I'm about to send you right now a picture that was released.
And I guess the other thing I was reading was they'd already spent $90 million on the movie. They hadn't even spent the money to promote it and all that shit yet. And they were going to, I guess they added it all out and they went,
right. Well, they went from,
I guess that's what it's from reading the story. And I've only read the one. Because I usually try to read multiple sources. It's the only one I read, and that's what I'm gathering. And just from what we've talked about on our own, you know what I mean?
Well, we're getting one less Michael Keaton Batman movie now as well.
Unfortunate.
It is. But I did just send you a picture.
Let me check it out. You think they just released the Flash movie, or they just kind of say whatever? Because I imagine there's some real good Michael Keaton Batman footage in there, man.
I'm sure of it, because at this point I hear that it goes from, the basic suit that we all, if not like, the closest to the, Batman Return style suit that we can get, then to a new suit.
Is that supposed to be Keaton in that suit?
Right? And that's what I'm saying. Our first shot of Keaton as Batman, and I looked at that and going, is that a Keaton chin? That Jaws.
And is that the dude who was in LMFAO in the middle?
I don't know.
Or is that Bad Bunny?
I'm wondering if that's the director, because we're rocking some headphones.
It doesn't look like Keaton from the side. It almost looks like, from first shot, if I'm just holding it back, it almost looks like George Clooney.
Right?
Whatever.
But that's
not gonna happen. Not gonna happen anyway, so it doesn't really matter, innit? We'll see what they want to do over at DC,
Well, they're saying they've got a 10-year plan that they're going to go for, and
dig it.
It's kind of a restart.
Why so soon? Right. Why adopt the plan now? Why adopt the plan now? Like, it feels like you're doing it kicking and screaming. It feels like someone came in and just went. It feels like the new CEO came in and was like, "Hey, why don't y'all just do what Marvel's doing?" Well, because we don't want to. No. I don't. Why don't y'all just do what Marvel's doing? Well, because we want to be different, and it hasn't been working, right? Like, we're shutting this down. Like, right. So why don't y'all just draw up a 10-year plan like Marvel did and just fucking go do something? Like, let's make this money. What are we doing? Yeah.
Instead of taking
there's a reason there's a reason there's a new CEO, obviously. Last guy either stepped down or was like, I don't know what you want me to do. I'm tired of getting blamed for all this.
Discovery bought Warner Brothers. So
okay.
Now it's Warner Brothers Discovery. And the new CEO came in and went, I've got other ideas.
I want to discover more money in my account. So,
they were talking about how like Marvel has set up and Kevin Feige has set up a very lucrative plan.
Right.
No matter what, it's bringing in money. Thor didn't do that well.
All they have to do is have that first movie knock it out the park. That's it. Because if that first movie knocks it out the park, your next couple can be whatever because you're setting things up. You're telling a story. Like Iron Man. That first Iron Man's awesome. And then Incredible Hulk comes next. Not that great, but like Iron Man was so awesome that you're like, okay, don't worry, we're building something great. And then you get, was Captain America next? Was Thor next? I don't either. Whatever was next, I don't know the time. I'm not.
We had Iron Man and Hulk at the same time, and then you had Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, Avengers.
Okay, well there you go. So like between Iron Man until you get to like that first Captain America, those movies are kind of introductory. They feel like some filler, but that first Iron Man was so good that you're just like, oh man, like when it ends with like, I want to talk to you about the Avenger Initiative. You're instantly in. You're in after Iron Man. So like everything that comes after that, even though it's not like up to that level and it's really good, you're still just like, okay, but you're hanging in there because then Captain America comes out and you're like, okay, now we're running. Like they start really running, which goes to Avengers. And then once Avengers happens, they started printing money. So, you know, if their first movie, if they don't Man of Steel it, Man of Steel was good.
First half.
That wasn't the good first movie to launch your universe. That wasn't the right one.
Yeah.
If this first movie, and they don't even have to start with Superman. They can start with whoever. The first movie just has to be good enough to where people go, okay, and they're interested in the story you're about to tell.
Kind of cool if they like started off with Green Lantern or something.
Don't start with Batman.
No, don't start with Batman. Don't start with Superman. Don't start with Wonder Woman.
Just like with Marvel, I wouldn't start with any of their hitters. Save your hitters. Start with Green Lantern. Redo Green Lantern. Start with Green Lantern.
Yeah.
So already it becomes like an international problem. Like a problem where it's like, oh no, you got, or oh, what's happening here? And it doesn't even, and the awesome thing about Green Lantern is you don't even have to make most of it on Earth. You can have it start there. Then he goes off and does some other shit. And then by the time he comes back to Earth, and it's like, what's happening here on Earth? And that's how you start to build your shit, where he starts to watch all this other shit come to fruition. Like the Justice League and blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't know. But yeah, don't start with Batman. Don't start with Superman. Start with Wonder Woman if you want.
I mean, if you're going to start with Superman, just do it the way that they did it with the cartoons recently. Do it the way that they did it with the cartoons in general over the past flipping 20 years. I mean,
tell this story that tell the story of when we went to go see my boy, that fucking where they come down in medieval times. That would be dope.
Yeah, when we shout out to Adam, dude. Yeah. It was good meeting you. When we talked about it was Dark Knight of Steel.
Yeah, bruh.
Yeah, I want to that.
That's
that looks
fire.
Cool.
That story, that whole concept is just so brilliant to me. I'm like, of course
read it yet,
work.
But I'm going to read that. Yeah. No, I want to.
I look forward to sitting down and reading that run.
Set.
Yeah. I want to read that whole run. I might have to even just when he comes back into town. He out of town right now. He's with my boy Chubbs in fucking Maryland. Shout out Chubbs for shouting us out. You got to meet him, and shout out Chubbs because Chubbs is playing the podcast for people. So
nice. Shout
out to Chubbs. Thank you, brother. And we hope that y'all keep listening, keep enjoying, and keep spreading the love, man.
Definitely.
Let us know. Ooh, pothole. What was I talking about? Ooh, edit that out. What were we saying?
Talking about restarting the universe, doing with the cartoons.
We're talking about doing the Dark Steel thing. Boom, Dark Knight of Steel. Yeah, but I look forward to reading. I was gonna say when he comes back, I might have to just go over there and be like, "Hey, can I have sit in your comic book room for like 2 hours? And you leave me alone? Can I just smash through this real quick?" So, yeah. So as long as their first movie is solid, they can take their 10-year plan and make it work for them. I don't start with Batman. Save Batman as have Batman be someone that people look forward to seeing. Have, you know what I mean? Build up or he's coming, but it's that slow burner. Yeah. Don't start with Batman.
And if they want to do a new Game of Thrones series after this actual Game of Thrones series and not do Game of Thrones, they can do this Dark Knight of Steel.
Right.
I mean, it's just like just think medieval Superman, Batman, Justice League, medieval times.
Right. So yeah,
the art is gorgeous.
Superman falls to Earth, but he falls to Earth during King Arthur fucking times.
Yeah.
And everybody exists in King Arthur times. And go. Ta-da! It's awesome. Just that picture, so cool. Of fucking Joker looking like an evil jester, but on a horse, and the horse, there's just so much, so many good images that can come out of that. Could you imagine a giant just all black knighted, like Bane of a warrior or something like that. Mm-hmm. Like Scarecrow could look like a crazy like peasant,
the main
but
guy
like
on the
really,
battlefield.
Like, yeah.
He's the guy that they like. Oh, you gotten through all of us, but now you got to get through him, and then he just clears everybody out. Yeah. And I'm just
fucking Freeze is like descended from like Vikings, so he's just like Norse cold. Mm-hmm. He's just like got that in him. Oh, you can do so much, just.
Well, they're doing so much. I mean, like
I had to read that run.
Who knows what they're doing?
It. Yeah. Because I know there's some ideas. They're like, yeah, we already did it, motherfucker. Read the comic.
Right.
Sorry, I will. Sorry.
I mean, Dr. Fate would have to be Merlin. I mean, come on. So.
That's awesome.
It'd be so cool. So cool.
Oh, boy.
But we were talking about Batgirl.
Yeah.
You know, that's canceled. That sucks. We'll see what else gets canceled next. If they're even gonna do the Supergirl movie.
I doubt it.
Show. I mean,
I think they're gonna reboot everything. I think they'll still do the shows, but the big movie, like the things that they're like, oh, we're just releasing them on HBO Max. They're scrapping all that, and they want to release big in theater movies going forward. They don't want to do any HBO Max releases, so that's the new direction going forward. So anything that was headed that route has been sacked. So
and The Rock just got his Black Adam movie, you know. So
well, I think you know.
If anything, what they need to do is just take the best parts of
just show us Flash,
the movies.
Just put it out there.
Put it out there, of course.
Drop it like Eminem drops albums now. Just put it on and don't even announce it. Just people are cruising through and they're like, "Is that the Flash movie?" Right. Don't advertise it. Just put it on there and just like, there you go. Like hide it. It's just there and you have to look for it. You're just searching through like, is that the Flash movie? The newest one? 2022. Holy shit, it's a new one. Oh, wow. And just wait.
I just want to see Michael Keaton's Batman. Or just just film another Michael Keaton Batman movie and just get it over with and just scrap that other one. Give us the Supergirl. Cast her as Supergirl anyways. Recast Flash. Absolutely. Get the guy who played Eddie Munson. And and then you just, you know, bring back Henry Cavill, bring back The Rock, and just start refilming stuff. Fresh. Go.
Yeah. Hashtag Joseph Quinn for Flash.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Guy's awesome.
He's going to do big things.
Big time.
Cool. Any other news?
There's plenty of other news. But really, what I want to talk about is what we're going to talk about. So I think at this point, we can save some more news for our next episode because we can just maybe do an all news episode. Who knows?
Who knows?
But right now, I can say that was probably all the news.
The news. Hey, that was all the news.
I watched a movie last night. I heard you watched a movie last night. Did you watch a movie last night?
It's so weird seeing a Predator movie where there's no chopper to run to. Prey. Prey was a movie that came out. Prey, everybody. Prey. I'll give it a nice little setup, and then I'll lob you up with the pass.
Okay.
For those that do not know, we mentioned it in the past. Prey is a movie that came out that is a prequel. Prequel happens a good 300-something years before the events of when Arnold Schwarzenegger first asked an alien, what the fuck are you? And this is about a young Comanche warrior. Well, she's a healer, but wants to be a hunter. And turns out she goes toe to toe with a predator. Justin, what did you think about Prey?
Absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Right.
It was well shot, well written, all the acting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the predator was basically the shark from Jaws again. And that's what you want. And then when you finally do get to see it, only get to see bits of it. And then when you finally get to see all of it, it's at the end. I was blown away. I was blown away with how much I liked this movie. So well done. And I really enjoyed there not being a car or a building or a helicopter, I enjoyed the fact that there was nothing that you could really relate to, and you get to just be taken and transported into a story where it's not going to make you go, hey, that car, I've seen that car before, or no, this and that. And it's all just things that would remind you of maybe some of the cool things of Predator 1 and 2 and the Predator movies that you enjoyed that were any good. And then the rest of it's just, you focus on the story, you focus on the characters, you focus on the surroundings. And it was great. It was great. Dude, I loved it. What'd you think of it?
I think that it's one of the rare trilogy of a run that you could watch in reverse. If you go from Predator 2 to the first Predator to this one, if you watch them in that order, I think that you would find a very interesting, like, oh, let's look at the de-evolution of like, oh, okay, here's Predator 2. It's in the urban city. The thing is using this to hide out. And it's almost like you could have a conversation like, oh, this thing came out. Okay, yeah. And he was fighting cats with like, there's like weapons and all this around. He's got to use the concrete jungle to like go around and do all this. And it's like, okay, great. What would you think would happen if we took this dude and put him in a jungle and then had him do something? Then you watch Predator. Then you have this team that goes to a jungle and they're coming in with these guns and all that. And it's like, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh, okay. And then they had to have a hand-to-hand combat. Then you could go like, okay, well, I wonder what would happen if you just had somebody where instead of they came to his territory or they kind of met up in a territory, he came to someone that already knew the terrain, who knew the blah, blah, blah. And then you could watch Prey. And it's like, blah, blah, blah. So like, that being said, I think Prey was an amazing beginning to a thing where if you watch it in the regular order, from Prey to Predator 2, you're going to be very pleased.
Oh, yeah.
Prey was absolutely, like I said, predictable because you knew very clearly on like when she first falls into that, like we don't have to break down the whole movie, but when she first falls into that pit, I'm sitting there and even Kayla was like, oh, this is going to come to play in the end. I'm like, well, absolutely. Because if she's smart, it will absolutely come into play.
Right, but I love how it threw you off.
Sure. Like, well,
because,
yeah.
Well, I mean, I know what you're talking about with the pit and in the mud, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so at that point, where everybody's thinking mud pit, she's going to crawl out and be covered in mud, and he's going to come by and not see her, right?
Right.
Didn't happen.
Right.
At all. She ends up just washing it off, and I'm sitting there going, oh, okay.
Right.
So that was just a lovely little reference type thing. And then, like you said, also, I was like going, it's got to happen at some point.
That's going to come back to play later.
As a trap. Right.
Right. Because even then I was thinking, well, if she doesn't think that, then she'll figure it out later. Because if she falls back into the shit and then he passes over, she's going to be like, oh, okay. Or she's going to figure, so yeah. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. And then also when they were tracking the person they were trying to find and they get to him and he's all messed up and she gives him the flower, eats it, and it makes his blood cold.
Mm-hmm. That's when she figured it out.
I didn't even pick that up. I didn't pick it up until it literally had to show it to you. They did that so well where they just kind of, it just kind of glossed over it, but not really. They did it well enough to the point where... She throws that thing
at the beginning where she's like, you have to give him this because it's going to make him cold. If we make him cold, then it slows the blood down. If we keep him warm, then, and then she's like, you want to be comfortable, you want to live.
Right.
And it was like, oh, okay, there you go. It makes your body cold. So I was like, all right, that could be
so the blood doesn't run as fast and all that jazz.
But again, that is something that because we're so used to like, you cover yourself in mud and then you can't see you. That's just, like you said, that's just something that we put in the back of our brain. We're like, oh, okay, great. And it's not until, again, like you said, they show you, you go, oh, it makes your body cold.
Right.
I see. That's why she has that boss moment where she cuts the dude's legs off and she's just like, whatever. And she just fucking eats it. And she's like, here we go. And I'm like, ooh.
Dude, she literally puts on a cloaking device.
Yes. I was like, let's go.
Going, this is so cool.
Yeah.
When she stepped aside and let him pass.
Yeah. Boss. Boss. It's such a good movie.
Even before that, though, she was boss. I mean,
of course. And she
could fight, man. That was cool.
Bro, that like the scenes they had some really dope scenes in there that had nothing to do with Predator, like that whole scene
Yep.
with the Bobcat. I was just like, yo, this is fucking wild, bro. This is fucking intense. Man, so great. And then like the first time you actually kind of see the thing is when he's lifting the grizzly bear over his fucking head and letting the fucking blood and shit drip on him, and that's how you fucking see what it is. I'm like, this movie's crazy. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yes. That's what I'm talking about.
First of all, we got to see a predator fight a bear.
Man.
So thank you.
Yeah.
That was cool. I love the progression too.
Fucking that. Okay. Yeah.
I loved seeing the like going from like, you know, he's watching the rat and the snake.
He's watching the ant crawl up his leg, watches the rat eat the ant, watches the snake eat the rat, and then he fucking takes the snake. He's like, okay.
Yeah.
Right now you're the top. And then watches the you're
wolf.
right.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's really cool.
And it just makes me think like, man, Predator's back. I'm so excited. Like I want to go back and watch him now, and I want to watch Prey again, and this, that, and the third. And I was just like, man, thinking about this concept of like what they've always been really great at doing is letting you know, like, yo, there's this race of creatures that go from planet to planet and test their fucking warriors. They find the strongest thing on the planet, fucking battle it, kill it, take the trophy, and then they bamp the fuck out. And so it's just interesting where we've always kind of known that. I think it was nice that, like you said, it was nice to watch the creature, watch his process when it comes to this. Because we're just so used to like he bamps in, it's like, oh, nope, these people are fucking with him. Let's just go fuck with these people because this must be it. It was nice to sit here and watch him go, okay, that's killing that. That's killing that. That's the top. That's the ultimate top. Kill that. I can leave the planet.
Right.
I can call the people, be like, I'm good here. They can come get me. This, that, and the third. So I thought it was neat. They showed that progression, like you said. I thought that was really cool to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I dug that a lot.
It was cool to see him start to decorate himself in his trophies, in his
the
kills.
beginning. Yeah, because again, we're so used to seeing the Predator. He already has a lot of those mini skulls and stuff already on him. Yeah.
So to see this guy start putting on, so you're kind of going, this guy's fresh. He's new.
Yeah.
I think probably his first kill was his mask.
Which was dope, by the way.
Just like her first kill would be a hunting something that is hunting her.
Right.
I think that was the same thing when it came to the Predator.
Right.
And then he killed whatever that creature was, took its skull, made it the mask, and just fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Looked cool.
Yeah.
So it makes you wonder what the Predators look like altogether. His race at that point, 300 years? It's supposed to be 1700s.
Yeah, 1710 or something that's like that. 1712.
So that makes you wonder what they look like, all like just covered in just bones.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool, man.
Ultimate primal.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I like how there weren't too many shout outs to the original Predator, but there were enough to make you go, huh, there you go. Like when has her back to the fucking thing and trying to lure him into the pit, and she's like, come on. I'm just, kill me. I'm here. Do it.
Right.
Do it now. Kill me. What are you waiting for? And then I didn't piece it together until the very end that the homie dude that she saves, who gives her the gun, is the gun that fucking Danny Glover gets in Predator 2, bruh. And I was like, because when they showed it, I was like, that's significant. Why is that significant? My brain was like tapping me like, hey, you know this is important, right? I'm like, I know it. I don't know why. And I had to sit and think about like, oh yeah, that's the fucking gun that fucking Danny Glover. So I like that connection. That was really cool.
So does she later on in her life end up giving that as a trophy to a Predator, or does one of the Predators take that off her?
The Predators came and wiped that tribe out, bro.
Did they, or are we getting a sequel?
We're probably gonna get a sequel where it's gonna be some Predators again. She's gonna lead some warriors, or this, that, and the third. And I think you're right, because I remember when we first speculated this whole thing, you said that she was gonna become a part of their clan. I think that might end up happening.
Dude, it would be so sick.
Because they're gonna come down, they're gonna be like, okay, what took out our guy? And then they're gonna see her, they're gonna test her in her own way. And when she passes, they're going to be like, all right, they're going to give her the Sanaa Lathan treatment where they're like, hey, you're one of us. Here's a token. Here's a trinket. And yeah, if you ever need to fucking run with us, fucking, you're worthy and shit.
I want to see her just get on the ship with them. I want to see her get on the ship with them and go. And that could be the end of the movie.
It could be, too,
next
because...
movie is her hunting on a fucking alien world.
Could be.
And guess what they're hunting?
They might want to come and learn some tactics. They might come down and be like, yo, you killed fucking our guy, and you guys are primitive. Show us. Because remember, that end credit scene was crazy. We were sitting there watching it with Strawberry. Shout out Strawberry. And like, she goes, oh, was that an eggshell? Is that what they call it? Like
an eggshell?
Yeah, she called it an eggshell. Like an Easter egg? Like,
We're going to call them eggshells from now on. Our eggshell segment of the show. Eggshell segment. Segment or segment? Yes, it'll be a segment, not a segment. Don't worry.
Yeah. So she's sitting there holding the stick, and you see the painting, and the painting bamps up, and then thunderclouds, and not one, not two, but 3 ships come down, and it's like credits, and you're like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, she has about 5 minutes to teach everybody how to do something.
With the way this is going right now, it's been out a day. By the time this podcast comes out, it'll be out at least 3-4 days. Hopefully I'm fast enough. But this is, it's already getting great reactions. People are saying it's the best Predator since the original. I would say that my opinion, because Predator 1 and 2 will always have that, I grew up with those movies, soft spot in my heart, a little place in my heart. But if I had to say which are the best Predator movies, Predator 1, end of story, is in my opinion, the top of the list. Then it would go... people are going to hate me. But then it would go Predator 2, and then Prey, and then Predators. And then The Predator just sucks. It's really bad. It's a really bad movie.
Yeah, I need to watch Predator 2 again to see where I would put it. As of right now, I have it. I still have a first Predator, and then I have this Prey movie second.
Right.
I liked it that much. And then maybe Predator 2 or Predator. I think our top 4 are similar. I think my Predators and Predator 2 are swapped. Or I think Prey is second. Like, that's for sure. I don't know if I put the second one third yet or Predators third. I'd have to watch them both again.
I mean, Predator 2 definitely has that kind of alternate timeline, what people in the 80s, what the 90s would look like.
Sure. Predator 2 made sense for the times that the movie was made, where somebody was like, let's just take Predator and put him in the urban jungle. Like, it just made sense of a movie. Like, yep, this movie makes sense for 1997 or whenever it came out.
Yeah.
So I know I would really have to watch it again.
Predator 2, I think, came out in the 80s, and they were saying it was based in, like, 97.
Oh, that's right. No, 97, right. That'd be way too late for that one to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that came out way... You're right. 1990.
1990. So they were saying what it would be like
right at
97,
the
7 years from then, and yeah, whatever. But it was kind of this weird, I don't know, not what happened future, as people would put it.
Well, it's just that
We've
time
already
of like
passed the Blade
everybody
Runner
thought
times.
LA was just gonna run into fucking rampant times. Like, you remember that
Right,
was like
right.
you remember Demolition Man was like, what happened to LA? Like, it just burned. It was fucked.
Right.
It was just all bad.
Well, Blade Runner was based in 2019. We don't have flying cars and
And
giant.
Back to the Future was based in to 2025?
2015.
Or
Yeah.
2015, yeah, 2015.
Yeah.
And then George Jetson was just born.
Yep.
Yeah.
The future is nigh.
Man. Yeah, we barely have a hoverboard. Barely. It does hover. It goes like, from what I understand, it actually does hover. But like, when you say hover, don't be mad excited. Like, you're talking about like...
A couple inches.
Yeah, a couple inches off the ground. And
You have to fill it with like dry ice and other process of like something magnetic.
yeah, it's a whole, like, it's a whole thing.
Magnets and dry ice and whatever the fuck. It's weird. It's cool, but it's a start. But
Yeah, right. That's what I say. It's a good start. Like, I don't want to say that to be like, poo-poo it, but it's just like, we were led to believe so much. We thought so many good things. We thought we were capable of so much stuff in so many time. And like, here we are. Like, yeah, 2015, those cars were flying in Back to the Future. And here we are. Do we even have a car that lifts off the ground?
I think they have basic prototype style cars. You know, it goes from car to helicopter style propellers. You fly and then it just lands and then it goes back into car, folds in. It's weird.
It's another thing.
They have the winged ones too, where I think they can go fast enough. And
most of you people can't drive on the ground. We don't need you people.
they're not
in the
going
air.
to. Yeah, you're going to give them a helicopter.
We
Perfect.
don't need you people in the air. It's like now I have to become a pilot to drive a car too. Like I'm good. Like I'm gonna stay on the ground. I'll say that for the rich people.
Yeah.
Who want to like, I'm tired of traffic. I'm going to soar above it.
I'm just waiting for them to just put things in cars where all the cars will start going the exact same mile an hour because it's a sensor. And all of them have sensors. And if there's bumper-to-bumper sensors, then nobody's going to be riding each other's ass. Everyone's going to go the same mile an hour. There will be no traffic. And guess what? If that's the case and we got our self-driving cars mixed with that, then you can just sit in the back and do your thing. Read a book, make a steak, whatever you have in your car.
Read a book or make a steak, as you do in your car, you know?
Right. Well, I'm just saying in the future, when you don't have to drive and you have all these other technologies at your disposal, yeah, I'm just saying you could probably put an air fryer in your back of your car and make a steak on your way to work. Either have it ready for when you're walking in or just eat it while you're walking in.
It sounds like they should just why can't they just make trains and shit more accessible so people can sit and do that stuff on like the train. Like I don't what's this obsession with? I want to be able to do everything in my own car. Like why? Like you want to be able to take a cross country trip and go to sleep if I want to. Then go on the plane or take a train.
Or pull over.
Why do you need to be in your car?
Has nobody gone to a rest stop and slept in their car for 20 to 30 minutes and gotten back on the road? Has nobody done that? Do people stop doing that now? Just because
people are probably terrified to do that. Especially like, I mean, hey, I tell you what,
nighttime, that's one thing. Daytime, you're just like, what? Come on.
Justin, I'm a person of color. There's certain places I'm not stopping anywhere, bro. I will power through some states if I have to.
Oh, we're talking states.
I'm not pulling over stopping anywhere in some places. I'm not doing it. Hell, there's still some places in this country that still have what, sundown laws or sundown rules and shit, where they're like, after sundown, fucking, if we see people of color in this town, we tell them to keep it moving because we don't like that shit. Like, I will take the train, or I will fly, or I will stay in a hotel. I'm not pulling my car over and stopping nowhere. That's just me.
Well, I was just talking in the state of California.
Hell, even some counties, I'd be careful.
Well, fuck some counties. I'm just saying, we just need to make
scary everywhere, man.
Racist cunts illegal.
Yeah, no place is safe from the racists, man. Racists are everywhere. Hell, racists are they're almost in prey. Right. It's a good thing that she was going to heal. She's like, heal me. I'll teach you how to shoot this shit. You know. I would have almost rather have had the whole movie be in subtitles. Like I thought it would have been cool if
I would think that
would have spoke the Comanche language and communicated that way the whole time. Yeah, I would have.
There's a Comanche dub.
I would love that.
They have that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because I just go to extras, nice. I believe, and you can just scroll over to the Comanche dub. Unfortunately,
because they started, and once they switched to English, I was kind of like, oh, I was like, eh. I mean, I get it, but I was like, nah.
I think they should have. I think they should have filmed the whole thing in Comanche.
I do too. I
think that would have been way better. But there are so many people out there that would not have watched subtitles. They're like, I don't like subtitles.
Kaylee's reading subtitles. I'm like, well, you're gonna miss a lot of foreign films, man. There's some good foreign films out there.
Really good movies out there.
Yeah, there's some really great movies and I mean, there's a lot of movies right now that you can put English dubs on them, but like the English dubs, like if you're a fan of the actual, like you don't get the emotion in the actor, like that person can't recreate unless it's that person doing their own voiceover, which most times it's not,
right?
Because the accents are too heavy, so they got to go get random people. So most times that voice actor is not going to be able to, all he can do is like sit and watch the performance, but he wasn't there in that moment. He didn't recreate that. So you can only get so much. Like when somebody's like, that's like watching Squid Game. Like there's a difference between somebody like yelling, it's like, oh, I'm let me out of here. This is so terrible. Ah. And then like, then you hear like the actual, it's like, you feel that shit. Like you can't really understand what he's saying, but you feel that shit. And that's what the subtitles are for. It's like, okay. You know, when you put the English dub on, it always just sounds like, like whatever. You can tell when some cats phone it in. Some cats was just sitting doing voice work in his underwear, fucking during COVID, just going like, man, man, it seems really crowded in here. Gosh, I wonder when they're gonna let us out of here. Squid
You have
Game?
some other person come over.
What's that?
Hey, don't worry. Everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be just fine. Hey.
Just fine? How could you say that? Look where we are, man. Look where we are.
We're probably going to be the ones who win. You and I. You
guys talking about the Squid Game? Crazy, right?
If they see you talking, they're going to kill us.
Yeah, I was halfway through the first episode, like, I'm going to turn the English off because I can't do it. Some of these voices, I can't do it. I'll read the subtitles. Give me that action. Give me the raw emotion and all that. I want to hear that. I can't understand it really, but like, I need to see it, feel it. That's how you know you mean it. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear the dude talking in the room.
Yep.
Yeah. But it was really good.
It was.
I'm trying to think if I had any gripes, if I had any kind of like, well, you know, I mean, like some stuff is very obviously, you know, done to speed up some storytelling and like this, that, and the third. But I thought for an hour and like 40 minutes, it was pretty straightforward. I just like it felt like old Predator, where it's just like, hey, there wasn't like an extra lot of filler. They just kind of kept the story going. You know what I mean? I appreciated that.
No, it's get to know your characters while you're introducing the alien on the side, but you're still getting to know your characters.
Like I wanted to see more.
Well, of course you want to see more, but you don't want to see more. That's the best part about this.
Right.
That's what I loved. I loved seeing the guys fall off the horses while you got the guy ready to shoot, waiting for the predator to come at his bait, which is the two of them tied to the tree. Mm-hmm. But I loved just seeing them fall off the horses, you know, like a couple of limbs fly off, but you don't see him.
Yeah.
You just see them fall off, and then he kind of appears, and
right.
And then him stepping
I think
into...
it was a perfect description. It was like the shark and Jaws. I think
shark and Jaws. That's what you want.
We have gotten very used to seeing like
everything.
Like they'll be cloaked, and then we're so used to like them being cloaked, them getting hit like one time, and then being like, "Well, I have to drop this. This sucks. This is broken now." You know what I mean? Where like this dude was like he got hit, and it was just more glitchy.
Yeah,
he was still fully like he's like, no, I'm not going to drop this till I absolutely fucking have to. I'm going to keep running this shit.
The ash in the air was making it so he couldn't, keep up the cloak.
Yeah, correct.
And I just loved it.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I just got to that whole scene of him just letting loose.
Yeah.
That was great. I loved it when he turns on the shield and it cuts the guy's head off and the tree at the same time. And he gives that little laugh because that was just a, and then just keep going.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
Yeah, no,
so
it was nice to see this Predator using tactics, getting squads together, picking them off, and like actually seeing it, as opposed to like, the first Predator, like you see is a lot of cloak and dagger. It's like stuff that happens, like it feels like it happens a little off screen, or just because of the time, like, it's brutal, he's still blowing a hole through a dude and all that stuff. But it's more just like all of a sudden you turn, he was standing right there. You got to actually see this guy like stalk, like take his time and like fucking like actually like enjoy the hunt and all that. So this was so well done. Such a good movie. I enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to, just because I was just like, man, this is so well done.
Yes. I would say that Disney / 20th Century Studios needs to do another one. Don't let this go by the wayside and just do your Alien
shout
TV
out
show.
to Amber Mid-Thunder. I was just saying shout out to Amber Mid-Thunder, who was the young lady who played Naru.
She was great. The whole cast was great.
And even in 1712, 1715, dog's still a man's best friend. It's been like that for years,
That dog, man, I was screaming no when he was
I
just
bet
like,
you were.
I was sitting there going like, here it is. Here it comes.
I bet you were. Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, no, don't fucking shoot. No, not the dog. No.
It has to. As soon as I saw the dog, I was like, ooh, I wonder how this is going to end. Is this going to go like all I Am Legend, where like, man, they're going to make the death of this dog hurt? It's going to hurt feelings. Hey, y'all, go watch Prey.
Yes.
Do yourselves a favor, watch Prey. And if you own or have access to Predator and then Predator 2, watch Prey, Predator, and then Predator 2. I think it's a good trilogy in a run where there's been like multiple Predator movies, right? And are they all canon?
Well, for a while, people were saying that it was just, Predator and then Predators and then The Predator. And then The Predator also kind of made it so that way Predator 2 worked, but it didn't. And then now, I don't know.
I mean, like with AVP, all the shit, is every Predator entity, are they all in the same universe? Is it all canon?
I mean, they were throwing the stuff from AVP into the Predator as well. So I don't.
So it's got to be. Everything's got to be canon.
I guess.
Which is odd. Which has some. To me, I think it goes. And again, I'd have to watch some ones, but right now I think if you watch Prey, Predator, Predator 2, and then Predators, you have a good run of movies right there. Like,
oh yeah,
to me that's your Predator run. Watch those 4, and then we'll see what they do with these newest ones. I own Alien vs Predator. I actually like Alien vs Predator more for the idea of like, oh, okay, they finally made an attempt to say like, oh yeah, these two races had a thing, and it was a thing.
Right.
It wasn't executed all the way great, but I really enjoy some of the ideas. I like the fact that they had Sanaa Lathan actually battling with a Predator at the end to take down Alien. I like the fact that they came and were like, hey, you're one of us and shit like that. There's a lot of cool things in there too. Like AVP2, not so much. When the alien burst out of the Predator's chest, I was like, you don't need to do that to just be like, hey, y'all, look, a sequel. Like, y'all could have left it like, yep, they came, she hooked up, and then, like, she left. Like, you didn't have to set up, we're going to make an alien predator hybrid. Don't y'all want to see that? Like, no, we didn't ask for that. We don't want that.
I would have liked to have already seen that in the first movie. Had they done that in the first movie, it would have made that first movie, in my opinion,
like if
way
that's
better
the last
than
thing
that
that
first
they
movie
fought.
was.
If that's the last thing, yeah, sure. I'll give you that. Like if they've infected
you
one,
think that the Queen was the big baddie? No.
Yeah, okay.
Now you got to fight an alien fucking predator
that
queen
would have
hybrid.
been cool. Yes, I agree.
And
that would have been good. Yes,
yeah.
Yes,
because the first one always has to be the queen, right? You can't make a drone that's going to make what, a queen? No, so the first one's got to be the queen. So you got a predator queen.
And then technically the Predator didn't really slay that queen. They just kind of like drowned it, right?
I believe so, yes.
They just kind of wrapped its leg around and like, there you go.
Yeah.
Fucking sink to the bottom of the depths. Be gone with you. So they kind of got away with one. But
like the queen floating through space in the end of the second one.
Right. It took me a while to put that reference together in Infinity War. When it's like, have you seen this really old movie? And when your boy gets pushed outside and he's supposed to do the same pose as the queen. Like, took me a while. Took me a couple viewings where I'm like, oh.
Was it the same pose too?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like the same kind of pose that the queen's in and like shot. It's an homage. I don't know if it's exact, but that's what's supposed to be representing. Yeah.
Nice.
I thought that was neat.
I know that's the reference, of course, but
yeah. But no, I think if you watch those 4 movies, I think you have a nice little Predator run, and everything else around that, if you want to check it out, go for it. But if somebody's like, Predator, box set, collector's edition, if those 4 movies are in it, like in just those 4, then I'll get it. Like those are the definitive Predator movies to me. Prey, Predator, Predator 2, Predators, plural.
Yeah. And had they not introduced that pistol, then you could have just gone Prey, Predator, Predators.
Correct. That's why you could probably even, if you're watching it in a certain order, you might even be able to flip 1 or 2, depending on, like I said, I have to watch Predator 2 again. It's been a while since I saw it. And I'll watch Predators again, because I've watched the other 2. I watch the first Predator like once every fucking 5 months, because it's just that movie's just that good. I look forward to when they give me a physical copy of Prey. Hopefully they do that, because I need that. I need I
hope so.
I need a physical copy of Prey. That movie
Hulu usually does that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. We just still don't have what Netflix's Stranger Things 3 and 4. I don't understand why. I mean, 4 just came out, but 3, what the hell? What the hell, guys? I want my video cassette.
That's right. With the VHS looking thing. It's cool.
Yeah,
it's cool.
You gave me 2. You can't get me a third. Where's what? Give me. So. Yeah. Well, yeah. No, I all in all, that was great movie.
Great movie.
I highly recommend people just watch it and enjoy it. I'm gonna watch the Comanche dub, see how that is.
I for sure am too.
Be kind of cool if they filmed it twice, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was meat and potatoes.
That was meat and potatoes.
It was a good meal.
Very much so.
Very good meal. That was like a meal of Chantams. That'd have been awesome.
Very much so.
Have some Chantams, eat some prey.
We'll have the prey
Watch
dish.
some prey. Yeah, the prey. We got the prey meal.
What's the prey meal?
We got the predator meal, the prey meal. You want to be the predator, you want the prey? Which one?
Predator, prey.
One's
Predators.
the predators, the meat lovers, the prey is the vegetarian.
Oh, perfect.
And there goes our vegetarian crowd. Sorry, that's...
Yes. Perfect.
Pray, everybody. So that's our show. That's pretty much... Looking at that's a nice good talk.
Yeah,
I think that was nice and set. I feel professional today.
You know, we sidetracked a little bit.
Oh, as we
on
do.
to,
But you know, what are you gonna do?
Talk about Blade Runner and
I was about to say we didn't talk
Future
about we didn't talk about Blade. Let's say we can.
No, Blade Runner. Blade Runner. I had a little pause in between things. So
Ooh, we should talk about. I can't wait to talk about Blade. That's
gonna be fun.
That's another time.
We should definitely talk about the Marvel lineup. I think that our next episode, since I don't think we have anything really coming out next week or anything like that, next week maybe you and I should talk about the years of Marvel to come. Our first episode was the year of Marvel. This, I think, our next
By the
episode
way,
should be the
like,
years of Marvel to come.
Happy kind of like year anniversary, bro.
We've been doing this for
we
a year.
didn't just because of everything going on. We haven't really spoken or recognized or kind of like, you know, kind of patted ourselves on the back a little bit for like a, you know, just not a whole lot, but just, you know, giving ourselves a little bit of like, hey, we've been doing this for a little over a year. Like we did it.
Yeah.
I
I was hoping to have 52 episodes by this time, but you know what?
Life,
and I don't have my whole own team of people doing this and helping us.
Correct.
It sometimes takes a team, which is why I haven't been able to have it out in every week on the week. We were doing that for a bit, but we're going to try and get back up to speed again. But, you know, like you just said, life. So, and heat. It's summer right now.
Yes.
Yeah, so let's talk about the years of Marvel to come on our next episode. Talk about all the things that they announced and what they could possibly be announcing come November for D23. Or is that October? Or September? Whenever D23 is, it's in one of those months.
Hey.
We'll be hearing a lot more about Marvel and Lucasfilm. So, announcements to come, folks.
Hey.
And another episode to come, folks, because we ain't done doing this.
Yeah.
We're going to keep going.
By the way, real quick, did you hear about the
Can't
newest,
stop me, Kappa.
Did you hear about
Go ahead.
I don't know if you knew, but latest Blade news, who's been cast as an undisclosed role?
No.
Your boy Delroy Lindo.
Why?
I'm thinking that's your Whistler.
Oh, he'd be an awesome Whistler.
I'm thinking that's going to be your Whistler. It's Delroy Lindo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dig it.
Either that or he's the villain. But I'm thinking that's your Whistler. That'd be dope.
Yeah, he would be a good, you know, that kind of moral compass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Like I said, that's for another time.
Yes. Yes.
That's been our time for today, everybody. I want to say thanks for listening. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for your time. We appreciate it. We really do. We enjoy doing this.
Yeah, those of you who stuck with us.
Yeah.
You know?
I know that, you know, things move pretty fast in this world. If you don't slow down every once in a while, you might miss it. And we understand if sometimes we get missed and lost in the shuffle because there's just so much going on. And like Justin was saying, there's people out there that have teams and backings and things and nothing but time to be able to crank them out like a machine. But we're trying to work our way up to that. So we appreciate y'all for what you've listened to and hopefully you continue listening. Because we're going to keep doing this.
Absolutely.
If we end up just shouting into the void, we're going to keep putting these out. So
You ain't going to be able to get rid of us.
nah, not at all. So thanks for listening and we appreciate y'all so much.
100%.
Yeah. And you can
100%.
find us on all the things.
All the platforms except for Pandora for some reason. Why won't they
Still can't clear that Pandora,
I don't
huh?
know, man. I'm just gonna have to.
I don't know, Justin. We might have to. I don't say this to you often. You might have to pull your privilege card and write a letter, bruh. What's going on here?
Pulling the privilege card. Yeah.
First off, in my letter, I'd like to start off with I am white. Now, I have submitted my podcast to you many, many, many moons ago.
I'm a disenfranchised white man in America.
You can't hold my voice back. Damn it.
We've been oppressed for too long.
All right? I used to be able to do more things. Say more things. Now I can't.
I used to be able to say more things. Now I can't. Oh, there's so much truth. There's so much truth behind that joke that it's so funny. That's hella funny.
That's most of the racist fucks complaints.
I used to be able to
these
do
days.
something.
Like,
I used to be able to say these words.
Right.
And people would let me.
This is how we used to talk. It used to be no problem. Okay.
Lost my job the other day just for being me.
well, you know.
Man. Canceled for what? No.
No.
Boy, that was a funny
But
joke.
yes, you can find us
Man, that was funny.
Well, let's see.
say.
You can find us on Twitter. We'll be doing more on Twitter soon. You can find us on Instagram. We'll be doing a lot more on Instagram soon.
Yeah.
You can find us on Facebook. I've been doing a little bit more on Facebook. I've been putting up stuff.
He has been doing very good on the Facebook. I will make sure we get the other platforms up and running. It's been a long couple months, everybody. So I'm getting that train going. That we're gonna get it going. So the platforms will be doing better. But anywhere where you can find podcasts, you can find us. And I might have mentioned it, but at this point, we're out there enough, and I think we've done just a little bit enough. We've put just a drop enough in the bucket to where if you go to your Google search and you type in the Matinee Review with Justin and Akili, we will pop up on a platform, on something that you can listen to. So go out there and give us a try.
Oh, yes. Anywhere usually that you listen to podcasts or that is available with podcasts, that's usually where we are. I'm going to go over to a couple of other sites and platforms and start talking with them and see what we can do about
I'd
getting
really like to see if we can
connected
get on Stitcher if we can.
We
if
are.
we're not there. Oh, okay. Well, then
We are.
fucking life's good. We need to get on
We are
Pandora
on
though,
Stitcher.
man. We need to write them. We need to we'll Shawshank Redemption. Fucking we'll start writing them 2 letters. We'll both bombard them. And then
Every day.
I love it. Mr. Dufresne, we've sent you the allotted money. We hope this will fucking please stop calling. Start writing. And he was, I guess I'll start writing him 2 letters a day.
Perfect.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
So yeah, that's the show.
Also,
Everybody?
if you want to email us,
Please.
it's thematineereview@gmail.com. Send us an idea of what you want us to talk about. A comic book, cartoon,
Anything.
animated feature, TV show, movie.
The weather.
The weather's hot.
Politics inside of a bee colony. Email us anything. Any questions.
right.
Any of the burning questions that you have.
That's right.
What do you think Obama thinks about, like, what do you think his like perfect breakfast is now that he's not president? You know, things like that.
Yeah.
Maybe those are just things I think about. Who knows?
Right.
Yeah.
Dig it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Well, good talking to you, sir.
Good talking to you, my friend.
You know, again, best to you and your whole family. So,
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I appreciate your condolences, and for those that haven't reached out or whatever, thank you all for your well wishes as well. They mean a lot. Truly. Thank you. And that's going to be it. We are the Matinee Review. I am Akili,
I am Justin.
and we'll catch y'all on the next one.
Take care, folks.
Okay, bye.